Good morning. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, remote off-grid homestead series. I suffered another power outage, so you missed as I sold my produce this morning. Now I'm working on my water, and then once the water's done, I got a lot of harvesting to do. I gotta harvest my canola. I gotta harvest both fields of wheat. I've gotta harvest spinach and peas. In truth, I don't need to harvest absolutely everything today, but the more I can get harvested and going through the productions, the better. But some stuff can wait till tomorrow. I got the Unimog position there so that it'll be in place before me to start loading it, although it's really more in a way than being a help. Alright, I'll be back when the watering is done. Alright, the water's done. Alright. Let's go get my 40-year-old brand new Soviet designed, East German built with Chinese parts harvester. I'm gonna do the spinach first. Alright, so lower header. Okay. I think I see a problem here, but I'm gonna have to check. Yeah, that's what I thought. Take a look at that tire. I'm actually losing. Yeah, I'm losing a fair bit of my crop before it ever makes it into the harvester due to the front wheel destroying the crop. I suppose that's the very finest in Soviet engineering for you. Not exactly a good thing, but I suppose it'll be okay. I'm losing, looks like somewhere around a third to half of the crop. It's still better than having no crop. So first pass was 21%. Wow, this machine is loud. Very noisy, very uncomfortable. and very poor design, but somehow still works. Well, some works kind of. It'll probably be better on root crop because I don't think there is crop destruction with root crops. Yeah, but here on the spinach and the peas, it's going to be a bit of a problem. Maybe eventually I'll get enough size of field going here that'll actually be feasible to buy one of the large $500,000 vegetable harvesters. I guess for now, sacrificing half a crop to get a crop is good enough. I do have that little hand push one, but I can't even imagine how long it will take to harvest this entire field with a hand push harvester. Well, I can see the rice field is still flooded. Alright. There we go. I'll go ahead and activate canned peas while I'm here too. So canned peas and bagged spinach are both active. I'll have to check the price profile on those. The bagged spinach not so much, but the canned peas can definitely last forever if it has a better time to sell. Alright, so while Auto Studio's taking care of this, let me see if there is a good time to sell. Alright. Canned peas. Oh, now is the good time to sell. Alright, but yeah, so the difference is only $34 between the best price and the worst price for that. Let's check out bagged spinach. Yeah, once again, that's a very small difference, and next month's the best price for that. So that's very convenient timing to start producing this stuff right as it comes into its peak price. But yeah, since there's not a huge difference, I'll just go ahead and keep selling it every day. Alright, I'll be back when the spinach is done. Okay. Dumping the last of the spinach into the preserved food factory now. I think I'm going to need a lot more spinach and peas going forward. But since I have this preserved food factory, I'd kind of like to max it out. Get as much out of it as I possibly can. I might be able to fit all these peas on here in one load. Alright, I'll be back when the peas are done. Alright. Well, the peas yielded very well. 122 to 123%. Of course, my Soviet harvester here destroyed half of them, but... And yeah, they all filled, the entire harvest fit here inside the harvester, so... Go ahead and get on over and drop this into the preserved food factory. Oh, this thing is loud. Now it does seem to have compression brakes. Oh, is that Polish? Oh, it's the base game. It's not a mod, so... The production factory, the canning factory, yes, yeah, it's the base game. Preserved food factory, so it's not a mod, but yeah, it looks like it's got Polish. So I'm guessing it was for the European map. Alright, let's see how much maintenance this thing needs. Looks like just a little bit of grease for the tractor part of the combine. Go ahead and clean it up. gonna be a while until I harvest the parsnips. Maybe I should just stay clear of the spinach and peas for now. Now for the windmill. Go ahead and activate canola oil and then the wheat flour. This is, wow, this is an old piece of equipment. This is so much more comfortable than that Forsyth, that's it, Forsyth. I got rain coming in, so I'm going to do something a bit unusual. I'm going to fill the combine up once with canola and fill it up again with wheat. That way I have canola and wheat in the windmill processing if I have to sit and wait for the rain to pass. Alright, I'll be back when I move over to the wheat. Okay, combine's almost full here with the first load of canola. Yeah, yield's not very good. Getting up to maybe 68%. Most of it's been like 65%, however. Alright, 96% of the hopper. So let's go stick this into the windmill. Now let's get some wheat. There we go, straw swath turned on. Alright, we're yielding at 81% now. That's not too bad. Alright, now we're getting into some pretty good yield, 115%. Getting into better soil type. Go ahead and do the headland. Alright, 99%. That's hard to beat. Alright. Go and throw this into the windmill. Alright, that should be enough wheat in there for today. Alright, I'll be back when the rain starts or the canola is done. Alright, I got all the canola harvested. Wow, it's already 5:30. Alright. Enable straw swath. I was struggling there and then suddenly just broke loose and away we go. Go ahead and dump the last of this canola into the windmill. So that way the Unamog will be ready to take wheat. Already got a pallet of canola oil out. Must have been most of the way complete from the last batch of canola. Alright. Park up on the combine so that way when it comes up with the next pass, I'll be able to pipe out and unload into the Unamog. Pretty good yield, 112%. Alright, I'll be back when the rain starts or this field is done. Alright, the rain has started. Alright, since it's already 6 o'clock and it's raining, I'm gonna go ahead and move on till tomorrow. Alright. Rain has stopped. Looks like it's supposed to be nice and sunny all day today. Go ahead and get the John Deere and start loading up my products. Alright, go on the flour into the preserved food factory. Oh, oh wow, there's a lot of stuff there to take to market. Get everything in here. Oh, I remember. Now I realize what I'm doing wrong. Been a little while since I actually did this, and I forgot my process I was using. This one gets hauled by itself. There we go. Napa cabbage here goes into the preserved food factory. Although we used to just call them canneries around here when we used to have canneries here in southwest Michigan. Used to be a couple of them in South Haven, but they're all gone now. I wonder if I'm even going to be able to fit everything onto this trailer in one trip. I might have to make 2 trips today. Alright, so now let's see. Now these two pallets look to be about the same size. So spinach bags and kimchi. And these, we get two of these together. These are probably pretty heavy. There we go, squared them up. Yeah, I'm thinking I might have to get a bigger trailer. Okay, here we are at the shop. Let's see how much this load brings. $32,217. Very, very nice. Definitely crossed over the threshold where I can really, really start snowballing now. Alright, I'll see you back at the farm. Alright, back at the farm. Come on, park this trailer. Now I need to feed the chickens. Set them side back to left. Okay. Alright, chickens are all fed, and that used up the last of the sorghum, which is fine since I am producing wheat now. Alright. Come on, fat boy, get out of the way. I can't see through you. Alright, I'll be back once all the wheat is done. Alright, I got a full load of wheat here. I'm gonna put 2 loads into the silo before I go back to filling up the windmill. That way I know I have chicken food. Don't want to take too long because I left the combine running. Alright, I'll be back for the next load. Alright, here's my second load of wheat to go to the silo. And the first wheat field is done. Yeah, even with the wider swath, I'm having problems here where the driver assist likes to lock on to that field all the time, no matter what, even though I'm trying to do these fields at once. See, like right now, it's locked onto that field. I don't know what it is about that field that it seems to want to lock onto all the time, but it does. So I'm doing a double headland here to try to keep myself further away from that field. And at this point, I'm thinking about just grassing it over and let it become meadow. And then I can just mow it as meadowland. Alright, I'll be back for the next load. Alright, here we go. Another load of wheat going in. This one is going into the windmill. I'll go ahead and empty this a little bit out quick like. Got a cat up here trying to help me again. Bat boy this time. He is such a great help. Alright, I'll be back for the next load. Alright, next load. Getting close to the end here. See if I can line up right here. There we go. Perfect. Oh, the windmill is full. So I guess the rest of this is going to have to go in the silo. Bees are busy, aren't they? Actually, I don't think I'm going to use the Unimog anymore now since the grain ends right there and the silo's right there. So when I come down to the end, I'll just run over there with the combine and dump it right in. Alright, I'll be back when I'm done with this wheat. Okay, all the wheat is harvested. 4:30 now, so I still have a little bit more time getting work. But before everything closes, I need to get an order placed so I can have it here for the next working day. Right, which of course is 2 weeks from now. Or simulated 2 weeks from now. Wow, my combine is dirty. Alright, let's pull up the app for the store. And I'm going to need a truck and a semi-trailer in order to haul all these pallets from now on. So I have a few options here. I got this one. I like this one because I can use it to haul equipment on still too. So I could actually sell this other equipment trailer I got. I got this one, which is nice because I can also use it as storage since it's enclosed. Or this one, which it's a hard side instead of a curtain side, but it's more expensive. And then there's this one. This one here has some auto loading features to it. So it's not full auto load where you just drive next to the pallet and it shoves it in there automatically. You set it on the trailer, then the auto loader sorts it on the trailer. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this one here. All right, I like the look of that. Although I'd rather have tandem axles instead of triple axles and have them a little bit further back, but that'll work. Okay, so now I'm going to need something to pull it with. This is a great truck, and what I started driving with was one generation newer than that. But this is very much a on-road truck and not suitable for this remote location. So I'm going to go with this one here. This has got 6-wheel assist and high clearance. This would be more suitable for this remote area. Let's see what different bumpers we got here. Wheel setup. 1260. I like these better, a little bit smoother, while still offering a decent aggressive tread pattern. Okay, so this will be ready for me to pick up in the next episode. Alright, so let's check maintenance here. Alright, a little bit of maintenance, but not too much. Let's get this dirty boy all cleaned up. Alright, header's looking good. Get all this working area down here good. Clean out the chute. Alright. Lower the header. A little bit of pallet shifting to do here first. I'll get this flour out of the weather. I wish I would put these pallets inside those bay doors instead of just out here sitting in the open. Go up here and check out my rice field. Water level's still 66%, so that's fine. So tomorrow I am going to have to bale up all the straw and get to work on the tillage. close it up to keep the bed clean and dry. Oh, I'll get bigger. I might have to get a grain cart or something to pull behind it, Unimog. I was thinking maybe I should just sell it now that I'm getting that new truck, but no. It's too useful for the, not quite a tractor, but tractor-like work, and for the moving around here on the farm. Pulling grain carts and stuff, it'll be great. Although my new semi can pull a big old, heavy grain trailer. Maybe even, gravel trains. Alright, I'm going to end this episode right here. Thank you very much for watching.